What is up, guys? Action Figure God here. We're going to be looking at the 2026 Five Nights at Freddy's Jazwares office set. This includes Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Chica. Here they are in their beautiful packaging. Let's take a close-up look at Chica and the side of her packaging. It shows her doing a jump scare action through the door, which is really cool. And it's the door that she comes with, the right side of the door. And the packaging is amazing. If you can see, Freddy is actually glowing purple on the right side of his face. On the first series, with the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and animatronics, he was turning blue, I think, or something. Red. It was red. So they changed the colors on that, but here's Golden Freddy's box. The boxes are great on here. The colors is super cool. The deco is great. The art is amazing. They did a great job. I definitely think it's better than their first packaging, but as you can see, there's no photo of Freddy doing a jump scare on the side, unlike Chica and Foxy's box. And there is Foxy, my favorite out of the set. Believe it or not, this was the least favorite out of the set when I seen the renders at Comic-Con. And then, now that I see him in person and have him in person, Foxy is by far the best one. So let's open it up. And I believe this is the first YouTube review of these. So, nice. Shout out to Jazwares. Thanks for sending these out. But, yeah. Let's take a look at these. I've been looking forward to this office set since they announced it at Comic-Con. I was there at San Diego Comic-Con and I got to see it at the panel, and instantly I knew this was a must-have. I just needed this in the collection. And yeah, this is cool because if you guys remember seeing that big Jazwares live stream where they revealed a lot of the stuff we're going to get this year and next year, they showed this background for FNAF 2. Pretty weird because it's FNAF 2 background for the office. That's from part 1, and it's a wave of figures from FNAF 1. Doesn't really make sense, maybe because it's wave 2, but who cares? But yeah, taking Foxy out of the box, he feels a lot sturdier than Series 1, that's for sure. I remember taking Freddy out and he was loose as a goose. This feels super sturdy, nice. And the metallic chrome is very shiny. It's almost too shiny, but I mean, it's great. It's toyetic. I think it's super cool. I appreciate it and I like it. I think it would have been super shitty if it was just like gray. You know, I thought it would have probably looked really bad. But the articulation is great. He moves super good. He has a good range. And unlike the other ones from Series 1, his arms don't clank really hard when you twist them. With the Series 1, when you tried to move the arms, you couldn't really rotate them unless they were moving at the same exact time, both arms. So these move flushly at the same separate times and at the same time, if that makes sense. You can kind of move them one by one without it being hard. And the articulation's great. And then for some reason, I don't know if it's just mine, because I text my buddy who just got his review sample, and he said that his didn't, but my Foxy mouth stays open. So when I pull it open, it stays open. The other animatronics don't, but this one does, which is really weird, but it's a great figure. I mean, all around great figure. It scales well too with Series 1. I wasn't at my house at the time, so I couldn't really show them, but let's open up the diorama piece. And this door is super well made. Props on Jazwares, because I thought this door was going to be very, very just cheaply made and just kind of like an add-on to the figure, because it's only $10 more for the piece. So you would assume it's just a really basic diorama piece. I was just surprised that the doors opened the way they did. But it's super cool. It's 2 pieces and it's huge. The set is very big. It's not a small set. Like, for $10, you're getting a great piece. It's probably double the amount of plastic that they used to make the figure. But when you click the door button it pushes inwards. It's really cool. And it allows the door to unlock and open, and it clips to the top when you finally open it. Now, when you click the light button to turn the lights off, the door shuts, which is super cool. And here's me posing Foxy. kind of coming out of the door, kind of like jump scare. But this is great, and it's huge. It's a big diorama set. It's not just a tiny little, display piece. It's a big piece, and it's great. It's gonna be super cool in the middle of my shelf. But these doors are very sturdy, and it's cool how the light switch opens it and closes it. It's like a on and off switch, and it locks too. It's really cool. But yeah, Foxy's great. The only gripe would be that neck is very thick. It looks a little weird, but I will paint it. After I paint it up, it's going to look super good. I'm just going to add some black paint, weather up the silver so it's not so bright, paint some teeth gold, maybe take the spring out of the mouth, and paint the inside of the holes in his suit that are silver. Instead of silver, I'll paint them black, so it looks like holes in his suit. But yeah, and then maybe repaint his eye too, just make it look more realistic. But it looks great. An insane figure. I like how the hook is very poseable. Here's him hitting a running pose. But my definitive Foxy for what they've made so far. I don't own the Endo series. It's the only Jazwares figures I don't own. I also don't own the exclusive Vault Shadow Freddy Endo series. So those are the only two figures I'm missing. But yeah, let's take a look at Golden Freddy now. This is everyone's favorite. I did a poll on my Instagram the second I got these in the mail, and all you guys said open Golden Freddy first. I didn't listen because I actually was least excited for Golden Freddy. But yeah, let's take a look at him second. We'll put him second. Foxy was just too tempting. He looks so good out the box. And again, they've got the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 backing. But yeah, let's take a look at Golden Freddy. We'll take a look at the diorama piece first because that's how cool this piece looks. This is just the main piece with all the stickers and the posters and the fan. So let's take a look. It's packaged very well. They put these little zip tie thingies that you need to cut off so it doesn't dangle around, and this is very much needed because you don't want these decals to get scraped up when this packaging is getting thrown around and put on shelves. But yeah, these things clip in very nicely too. Just got to put in some pressure, push down really hard, pop it in there. You'll hear a little tiny click. And yeah, it's very sturdy. It's nice. Could use a little weathering, could use a little repaint, maybe a little bit of silver on the fan and on the other things. They should have added the cupcake, right? Because then we could have used it for Chica, and then the cupcake could have went on The Office. I don't know if it's like a licensing issue, which it shouldn't. That wouldn't make any sense, but I don't know why we can't get a Mr. Cupcake. It sucks. Hopefully we get that soon, or I don't know why it's like our third Chica figure now with no Mr. Cupcake. Fourth different Chica release. We've had the 4-pack for the toy. We've had the normal toy Chica release for Series 1, and then which is 2. We've had the Endo series, which is 3. We've had this one, the Office set Chica, which is 4. 4 different Chicas, no Mr. Cupcake. Doesn't make sense. But here is Foxy, the jump scare action, and the Office is insane. It's so cool. Definitely the highlight of this. But let's finally take a look at this Golden Freddy that you guys were so excited about. And it's very cool. This microphone is removable. It's all black. Should have a little bit of silver on it. But at least they gave us a microphone. And I thought this was soldered to his hand. Thought it was one piece, you know what I mean? Just molded with the microphone in it. But to my surprise, it actually comes out, which is super cool. I wonder if these hands can be removed, with maybe some heat, and then it can be casted, and then we can be used on the endoskeleton figures. Or, maybe just used there, because if someone wants to buy a Golden Freddy or get a Golden Freddy who doesn't really need it, they just need it for a custom, or they want them with a normal hand. Watch, if they take this hand off and then switch it with the Endo series, the Endo series can have a mic holding hand, which you just have to repaint to be the same color as Freddy, and then you can put Freddy's extra Endo series hand onto this figure, which means he'll just have a brown Freddy hand painted yellow, and then boom, it'll have a Golden Freddy without a microphone holding hand, which was pretty cool. And then you have a Endo series with the microphone. cool idea. But yeah, this Golden Freddy is very cool. A million times better than Series 1 Funko. I mean, a million times better. Look at it in the lighting. Looks, I mean, it's not perfect, you know, but it looks insane. My biggest gripe would be the brown ears. I don't know why they made the inside of his ears brown, but this is a great Golden Freddy. Probably the best Golden Freddy we've ever got. And the articulation on him is very great. Feet are a little smaller. Proportions are kind of weird. Really hope they start to implement neck articulation and at least a swivel. Give us a swivel, and that's all we ask. We don't need a up and down articulation yet. Just right and left. You know what I mean? We just need the head to twist. That's all for now. At least for the Endo series. These, I get it because the jump scare feature and they're for kids and they're cheaper. But Endo series, we need head articulation on those. 1,000,000,000%. I know we have the swivel on there, but we need a up and down motion for that. It's very simple. It's definitely possible. I've modded it before and done it before. But yeah, now that we're opening Chica, let's take a look at her. She looks really, really cool. We're going to take a look at the figure first this time because this figure looks really cool. In my opinion, better than the Endo series overall. Just proportion-wise, face-wise, it looks really good. Mine did have a little scuff on the nose from being in the package, but it's like rubbing up against the, package, but it is what it is. But it's super good. And then something very, very cool that I noticed early on into this figure is her articulation was very, very smooth and had a lot more range than other Five Nights at Freddy's figures from Jazwares, because Series 1 had like the toy animatronics that were very blocky, and like Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie didn't really move much and their arms sticked out a lot because their thick bodies and thick joints. But as you could see, what they did in the armpit area of Chica is they kind of carved these little holes in pockets that are not so noticeable, and her arms are able to rest aside her body a lot closer, and it looks way better, and she doesn't have her arms sticking out all crazy like all the other ones did in Series 1. So that was my favorite update that they did to this series. But yeah, Chica's great. They even did silver toes on her, which is super, super cool. The Endo series didn't even have silver toes, but very, very great. Her bib had like no QC issues. This whole wave was very, very great. Didn't have anything wrong. Her jump scare feature was a little weird compared to all the other ones. It was like you have to press her button down very hard for her to open her mouth, but it was still good. And comparing the yellows, they are the same exact yellow, Chica and Freddy. I wanted to see, just in case they casted them. I mean, not complaining, just wanted to see, But it is the same exact yellow, if anybody was asking. And here is the back of Chica. Looks very nice. She looks great. And, she's got good ankle articulation. They definitely improved the articulation, that's for sure. Not by a lot, but if you get these in hand, you'll definitely feel them. They feel just a little bit more articulated, if that makes sense. But yeah, great figure. I don't know if you guys can see those little pockets that I was telling you guys about that causes the arms to sit down a little bit more, but it's super cool and so definitely effective. They should add these to all the figures. I wish Series 1 had these, but I mean, at least they're improving, just like their AEW action figures. At first they were pretty shitty, and then they slowly improved them, and they're still not the best figures, but they've improved them from what they used to be. And let's take a look at the diorama piece. Another thing I don't really like, the glass on the diorama doors on the right and left hand side are tinted orange a little bit, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it is what it is. And again, just push down and it should click in. But yeah, super cool. The doors work smooth. I wanted to check them right away just in case QC. You never know if some of these doors are going to be a little wonky or not work as well as others, but mine worked perfect. And time for the big moment where we can connect all three pieces of this set. Highly anticipated. I've been looking forward for this since they've announced it. Just looks insane. But here it is from a wide view. It's a big piece, a lot bigger than what I thought this was going to be. It's huge. Here's Chica inside of the office. But yeah, Chica is definitely my second favorite. Foxy's definitely my first. Golden Freddy's my last, but it's not like I hate the Golden Freddy. It's definitely a good figure, just don't care for it as much as I care for the rest. And there's Chica on the window. Definitely an iconic pose from the game. I finished Five Nights at Freddy's 1 recently. Very hard game. I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was just a tad bit easier, even though it's still a super hard game as well. But their games are all hard. I think the easiest is Sister Location, but that's just me. Great diorama piece. Reminds me a lot of the Funko Snap-Ems, little diorama things we'd get. Very, very similar quality. But this is just a tiny bit better and definitely a lot more game accurate and not as cartoony. Very similar though, but it's great. Great set. I'd say a little bit bigger. But the buttons on the door is like the selling point for me for sure. They did them very well. Like if they would have just made them normal little stickers and then had the doors just slide up and down manually, would have been a lot worse than what we got. These buttons actually click in and it allows the doors to pull upwards. Then when you click that bottom button, it allows it to slam close just like in the game, which is pretty cool. And it's just gravity. It's just the gate slamming down, and it makes it look just like the video game. So it's cool that Jazwares used that to their advantage, made it work really cool, and they found a good way to make it look good. And I like how they gave us that extra slack outside of the doors so that you can actually pose them running inwards for photos and, do cool little shots like this. And here's Foxy doing his jump scare. Try my best to imitate it from the, jump scare he does in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 when he's running into the office. And look how accurate it is. This is great for them being, $20 figures. This is insane. This is a $60 set, and you can't really ask for more. This is way better than what we've got from Funko, that's for sure. And here is a look at Chica and Golden Freddy. Super cool figure. We gotta get a Golden Freddy pose. And then boom, here's Chica with the Funko Mr. Cupcake. Looks great. Definitely need to get a couple more of these cupcakes. One for the diorama, one for her, and then one for the Endo series. And here's Foxy running in. I hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.